Hey YouTube, this is Michaela. I am going to talk to you guys about how you can heal your hair from heat damage without cutting it. Before I get into how I went about this journey on restoring my hair back to the way it was, put on the table just some things that you're gonna wanna know before going on this drastic change in your life. You need to know what your hair porosity is, what your hair texture is, and you also need to know what products will work for you. Let me first describe what my hair is. And maybe if you have the same hair as me and you have heat damage and you don't want to cut it, then this video will help you. My hair porosity is more like a medium to high. It holds products pretty well, but it does frizz up pretty fast. A cool trick that I learned, take a strand of hair. So basically you just grab a strand of hair, it doesn't matter what kind. Take your thumb and your index finger, you go up and down. And if you feel like ridges or if you feel like some sort of bumpiness, then you know that that's basically high porosity. Another thing that helps you know is if you take a strand of hair that's clean and you put it in some water, and if it floats to the top, then you're low porosity. But if it's like in the middle, if it's not even low, if it's not high, then you're medium. And if it just sinks to the bottom, you're high. All right, so my journey from going from beautiful type 3, kinky, nice curl type of texture, going from that down to like a 2C. There are like a lot of hair textures that are 2C and they are beautiful, they make it work, but when it's damaged, it just doesn't look right. And it just looks dead and dull and it looks bad, oh my gosh. I have some really bad pictures that I'm gonna show you. As you can tell in the pictures that are playing right now, I went through it. I don't know what I was doing. You kind of just did what was in style. And when I was in high school, flat irons had like just came into like popularity. So I would just go to the highest heat and I would just take my hair and I just go like shh, shh, shh. And I was like, man, it's not getting straight. It's not getting as straight as I want it to. I wish I could just go back in time and tell 14-year-old Michaela, be careful and do some research. For a while, my hair was just damaged and I didn't really do much with it. I was so ashamed of how my curls were that I hated going natural. So my solution was to put more heat to it. Don't do that. Just don't be me. My freshman year in college, I just kind of just dealt with the way it looked because the heat, putting more heat to my hair was just, now I was just like, you know what? I just gotta own up to this and I just gotta deal with it. It wasn't as bad as it was, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. But doing updos, doing like styles where my hair was just pulled back in a bun or even in a sock bun or in a ponytail, a lot of those styles worked. I wasn't really touching it, I wasn't trying to manipulate it, I wasn't really doing anything with it. It was just pulled back and it was up, and it was healing pretty well that way. I realized, wait a minute, pulling your hair back and not touching it, or even just putting some product in it and then not touching it, it worked. That eventually led to the protective style phase of my life when I said, okay, I can still look nice and heal my hair at the same time. What's crazy is that I didn't really think about doing that until this year. So on April 30th, that was when I went strictly protective styles. So some of the protective styles I decided to use that I thought would be best for me and for the way my hair was and for how long it usually lasts until I need to wash it. I went to hair extensions. Hair extensions, those are awesome. I didn't just leave my hair out and then straighten all my hair and then put the clips in. I had a good friend of mine braid all my hair, my entire head, cornrows, you know, the whole shebang. And I just had like just a small amount of leave out so that it looked natural. And I just would straighten that tiny part and I would use heat protectant like no other. Like I wouldn't even put heat to my hair without heat protectant. All my hair was untouched except for just a little bit of hair, just a little bit of leave out. And I would put certain products in it to keep it nice and hydrated. So while my hair was like in the cornrows and you know, in its protective state, I didn't do that without putting fake hair with it. The clips could rip out your hair when it's in the braid. Next thing I did was the ponytail. I really loved the ponytail. People for real thought that was my hair. You can have it sewed in, you can have it bobby pinned in, or you can even just have it wrapped in there. Like, it's totally up to you. Another thing that I really loved and something that I really loved using was wigs. The wigs that I used were oval part. I had some leave out, so I parted it right here, like around here, and then I just kept this part of my hair out, and then maybe like that section, and that was it. The last protective style that I did was the full enclosure sew-in. That one, it was okay. You know, I liked it. I liked that all of my hair was just covered, just healing right under it, and it was just chilling. Due to my hair porosity, it was kind of, it was just something that I probably shouldn't have done. My hair needs to be washed at least every 2 weeks. After about 2 weeks, I had to take it down. It wasn't a very bad thing because, I mean, it's just the way it was. I couldn't force my hair to do something that it wouldn't be able to do. The sew-in was basically my breaking point. It was during the 2nd week of June. That's when I was like, okay, I'm ready to see where this takes me, because I had not measured my hair. The girl that did my hair, she was brushing it and she was like, wow, your hair just grew at least 2.5 inches. I basically was only doing protective styles for a month and a half because I thought it was only gonna grow like at least like an inch, you know, at the most, just nothing huge. And not only did my hair grow, but my curls just, they healed. So it was literally just in braids, healing the whole time. When I looked at my hair texture from there, it went from being 2C to going back to 3B. It's not 3C like it used to be, but 3B, it's like a step up for me. 6 years of heat damage were healed in a month and a half, all because I used protective styles. Don't think that your hair is just gonna heal on its own. You gotta do something about it. Always strategize. You don't wanna do something and then not look into it or not make sure that your hair is good for that strategy. Make a list, make a pros and cons list. This is what my hair does after 3 days of using this product. This is what my hair does in the rain. This is what my hair does after I wash it. You gotta make sure that you know what you're doing. I'm still doing protective styles. Even now, my hair isn't back to what it used to be, but it's almost there. And so doing protective styles, that really helped me. And that's the strategy I'm gonna go with.